All right, welcome to the Trap House. And we are going to do a little short video here. I picked these up New Year's Eve weekend. Went out of state over the other Trap House, and we was over there. Went to the Walmart and said, fuck it, they usually got a lot of shit over there. So I picked up just a couple things. I didn't want to get a whole lot looking around. Plus, I got some things at a local place on the way over. Show you those in a second. But there was one of these left. I think I did a video before when I opened two of them. There was one of these left on the Walmart shelf. So, I thought, what the hell, get a graded card and, I should look for the randomly inserted 1 in 18 billion packs for the autograph. But I thought, one left, I'd pick it up. Nothing super great. And the other two, I did not get a 2019 Heritage High number, but I thought that was cool, so I got it in this one. There was, I don't even know if you want to waste your time going through these. There was nothing worth shit that I saw in here. And so it was pretty much a bust all the way around. But the Walmart I go to, they're fucking packed over there. And they usually always got fucking cards, but hit or miss. They had a lot of new shit. The newer stuff, the whole whatever, man. Absolute downtowns, uptowns. I don't know a whole bunch about that bullshit and the kabooms. And so, anyways, 2022 Topps Chrome. I'm probably not going to open all these because, Chris Bryant, he's dropped off like a sumbitch. This guy, nothing numbered, nothing crazy. Then, of course, it's the Shohei in here. And I thought they were all fucking like, whatever, 2022 Topps Chrome update. Oh, I got to put them in the other stacks anyway, so this is Durang dude. Rookie, then a purple deal. What's it called? Yeah, I need to put them in these stacks. So from what I got last time, I still got them laid out in the stacks there. The platinums, so you can already see the grade, but let's see. Lambert, Bryce Harper, John Lester. Is that one numbered? Yeah, that one was numbered out of 199. That was the only numbered card I got, I believe, out of the whole thing. But you're not always guaranteed anything. So, anyways, I thought the fucking Otanis were at least like 9 or 10s or some bullshit. Of course, there you go. 8.5. But hey, it's another whatever in the thing. And, that's pretty cool. So, I want to see, obviously there's slabs like I talked about before. I might send a few things off. You get a discount, 25% discount. So, pretty cool. Anyways, I'll get these organized. And I got that. And that's that. And then I picked this up. I thought, what the hell? Mosaic. I guess I did look at a couple blogs or webs or something. Bullshit said that most bang for the buck in here. And I talked to a couple guys at the show before, and they said the same thing. So the only thing I did get in here is this was look for Mega Box exclusive fluorescent mosaics and reactive blues. And new look for the retail exclusive full capacity insert. I don't think I got any of those. And find 10 Megabox exclusive parallels. I didn't count them. And this is all the shit on the back. But what I did get, this must be a parallel. It's a numbered card. And I didn't even notice. I was trying to figure it out. And I looked at it later and saw the Jam Masters out of 99. Bub Carrington. Never heard of him. So anyways, got that. And then I guess I did get a fluorescent mosaic. At least if I got one, it had to be Wimby. And from what I saw, they got all different, numbers and colors and shit like that. So this one's at a 249. It was in the last pack I opened, which was cool. At least, sitting there just looking at 249 and no color match or anything, but purple. So that's cool. Anyways, got those two out of there. And then before that, like I said, before I actually got to my destination, I stopped at a local shop here. And not many cards. He's just got some older stuff. It's nothing newer. So anyways, I picked these up. I picked two of them up, actually. I got a couple, but these were sitting out, and I thought, well, what the hell? I got for $30, like $30. I've got two of them. I opened one, kept one sealed, and glow-in-the-dark illustrated acetate cards. I didn't really pay attention before to what those were, but those are I think it's King Griffey Jr. is on it, if I'm right. But acetate, glow-in-the-dark, that's pretty cool. I think I've actually got a couple that I've just skimmed over and didn't know they glow-in-the-dark or whatever, but anyways. And then you could get autographed cards from David Justice, which that's okay. I think they're hand-numbered. But there's a couple cards in here. Well, the Jeter's the chase. So I kept one sealed, and I did open one. And these were not bad at all as far as bricked-wise. I was really worried about it because I think I've tried to open one of my other ones before, and it was bricked or some shit coming off the peeling. But these have been stored. I know the boy where they've been stored. They've been inside, and he bought them probably back in '94 when he had some, whatever it's called, allocation and distribution. Anyway, so Billy Wagner. Now, I've seen this guy. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I've seen his cards out at shows graded. Now, they're not going for a high dollar, and I'm not saying these cards, but just in general, his rookies, $60, $70. I forgot where they were graded, maybe a little more. So I started asking the guys, why Billy Wagner cards out? And this and that. Is something happened I didn't know about or coming back or whatever. And they just said, no, he's a Hall of Famer. And I don't even know if they knew. They're fucking, probably just got in it. I don't know. Anyways, I pulled these, just sealed them, sleeved them up. And I also pulled two Jeters. I know there's one missing the gold foil or his name, but I didn't get those. These look pretty clean. I'll send them in for grading at some point, I'm sure, just to get them in slabs because he's iconic and, I do like the minor stuff as well. Don't know how many of these are out there, but, whatever. And there were some more. Let me see here. I don't even know. Did I sleeve them all up that were not anything super? Oh, Torrey Hunter. Well, he was just on the ballot for the Hall of Fame, I think. I'm not saying he'll get there, but he was on that fucking ballot. Scott Rowland. It was actually surprised me on who was in here. Derek Lee, Dimitri Young, Charles Johnson. Down the Marlins, you just go watch him play. There's Brian Taylor. Now, SCN, I heard them the other day talking about Brian Taylor. Didn't know who the fuck that was. Well, they probably don't, a little bit before their time. But this guy was like the Yankees' #1 draft pick or some bullshit coming out of high school. And I think it was a deal with him, got a sign-in bonus, and then he got hurt or something. But anyways, that's him, SCN people. That's him right there, Brian Taylor. He's on the cover of the magazines back then. Giambi, Trout Nixon, Chris Winkie, quarterback for Florida State. There's Derek Lee again. Let's see here. Who's that? Jason Kendall. He was in the big. Dimitri Young again. Charles Johnson. Another Brian Taylor. Giambi, Trout Nixon. Chris Winkie again. Another Torrey Hunter. But, I go sleeve through who I remember. watching in spring training or whatever. So another Scott Rowland. And then these are what draft picks, the golds, or I don't know what the fuck they're called. So gold, no, it just says GC. Oh, Greensboro probably or something. I don't know. Anyway, who the hell's that? Charles Peterson, never heard of him. Trot Nixon, of course, he did make it. Pretty sure. And then, yeah, never heard of this guy. But anyway, these are Chase. There's a Jason Kendall. But anyway, so these are like you don't get nothing guaranteed, I don't think, in a box. So anyway, that's pretty cool. The rest are, just people you never heard of because they never made it unless you watched them back then in the minors. So just a fun rip, $30, not fucking, not expensive, hell. And probably get some Jeters right there to grade, put another $30 into grading, $40. And these right here, I mean, if they come back, well, shit, hell, who knows, but I'm sure you can recoup either way, even for the whole box, because you're not going to sell the rest of those fucking cards even for fucking 3 cents a piece, probably. So it's cool, fun. Got that, got another, got the other one sealed. And then this was sitting on the table, and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it. Look at that sumbitch. Now that's cool shit. That's what I grew up watching, grew up on. Hell, scary back then, sort of, kind of. Them and the Gremlins and fucking whoever else. But yep, that was up on the counter, and I just thought it was cool. I've seen it there for a long time, and I know back when the pandemic hit, it was up to high dollar, and evidently no one thought it was worth it, but made a little resurgence, and I picked this up for $100. So he made me a little deal, and everything's here. No, it's not sealed, but I know the old man who's had this place for a while, and they don't fuck with shit, Still got the gum in it right there. But that's cool. They also have an O-Pee-Chee version of this, which he didn't have, but there is one out there. But so that's cool. Sealed. Maybe one day I'll open them. Maybe one day. But for right now, that's what I grew up with. That's what it's cool as shit. You look at 30 cents. So what? There's 36 packs in here, right? So, I mean, shit. What was that $10.80 we could have bought the whole box for back in the day, and the owner of the shop was getting it cheaper than that. So what did he pay? 10 cents a pack, $3, $4. Damn, and back at one point where they had the boxes that had the black marks on them, you seen people talk about, like 84, 85, 83 Topps football, baseball, whatever it was, that they couldn't resell in stores, the returns or something, whatever that story was. I was listening, watching, reading, maybe talking to him one day, I don't know, but those boxes were like $2 whenever they resurfaced back to the stores or whatever it was. Those were like $2 a box. That is, fucking ridiculous to think about that shit. Because I go to this place quite often, and or places I find like this, and they got this old shit. Well, even this, I bought for $100, and all the old shit they got. Now, granted, it's sat there for a while. They paid overhead, they paid storage fees, and blah blah blah. But all this stuff they're selling, they bought for $3, $4 a box, selling it for $100, $200. I mean, whenever you find 84 boxes of 84 Topps football, and the guy's selling it for $400, $500, you're like, fuck, he bought that for $3, and pretty good return, I guess, I'm getting at, and pretty cool to see. But anyways, all right, so I'll stop rambling. I'm gonna go sleep out some shit and put these down in the hobby box room. So anyways, once again, ain't too bad for a cracker with no peanut butter. Catch you later.